Travel!
Hi everybody and welcome to the channel, Hot Mama Travel. Today we're taking you to the Travel and Adventure Show here in LA, and the highlight for me today is going to be meeting Josh Gates. I am so excited, but the kids are super excited because they love going around the booths and we get to travel the world in one afternoon. So come along. Let me see, Claire. Don't scrape it off.
And what that?
No, that leaves there. Look it. Say hi. Cheese. Kent, let me see yours.
Amazing. Can I see it too?
Wow. Let me see, back up. Oh, you're walking way up close.
I was gonna pick the lessons, but I was like,
Nice.
I picked the most I first time. It's really so.
Wait, let me see your hat.
There's some stickers.
Nice.
And I got a drop bag secure.
Let me-
my stuff in.
Wow, Kevin, let me see your hat.
Claire,
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a bag.
Claire, do you want to try this?
Are you having fun, Keely? What are you getting already?
What?
What have you got already?
Yummy!
Oh, I got this hand towel.
Oh, neat.
They ran out of the papers.
Yeah!
Stamps on it.
Aw.
Pencil.
Oh, pencil.
It's like, but it's like biodegradable. So like once you use it all,
It's
then
gone.
you plant it and it makes it.
Oh, that's cool. I know. All right, now we're at Japan. Chocolate? That's gorgeous. Is that from Japan?
No, it's from the same place I got here. You have to fill out a survey. They give you this for free, and then you have to fill out a survey, and then you can spin a wheel.
This is so good.
Where is it from? Which country?
Japan, but
Japan.
Do you like it, Claire?
different.
I want some ramen, baby.
Yeah.
Like, we have to decide whether we want to do that.
Patient.
Good job, Kent.
Number 3, so you get to choose an item from here. We got some gadgets. Yes, okay, perfect. All right, good luck.
You like that toy? I like that, Ken. I think that's cool. Yeah. Awesome. That's cool. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. You might get a 1. Oh, you got a 1.
Congratulations.
That's the hard one to get. Good job.
Help her out. That's...
All right,
Oh, wow.
Claire, what is this thing?
that's a dog hat.
Oh, a dog hat.
Oh,
No.
that's kind of cute.
How about a
oh,
bag?
it's for a dog.
Yeah.
We don't have a dog.
What about a water bottle? Or. Oh my gosh.
Claire, look at that bag.
Claire.
Do you like that?
Oh. Wow.
Good job, Claire. That's
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh.
Thank you.
Aw, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Awesome. Woo! Claire.
That's a cool bag.
traveling trick or treat.
One of those leathers or what?
She got an elephant
Oh, an elephant.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
from Thailand.
Yeah.
Fun little thing to that.
You have to post a picture of someone.
Can you take a photo?
Yeah, I don't know why she's not deleting it.
Oh, I love that. I need that.
She needs to delete.
No, I need to have it.
Street with big roads on their heads. See if you can help out. They'll still remember me, and I certainly remember them. I don't know if it made me a guru or not, but for 20 years people have called me a guru. It's a silly little word, but it has given me an insight into travel, the Zippy Trail book.
Like that.
What's your name on TikTok?
Thank you. Thank you. Woo!
Wait, you got coffee all over your phone.
No. Hey, look at that.
It'd be funny if
We
you
got
streamed
Josh
that as
Gates.
a
Woohoo!
We met Josh Gates signing stuff, and I got a hat.
Woo!
And, little signature.
Oh my
there.
gosh.
It's my,
I love that you
new
got the
favorite
hat. That's awesome. Can you shake it? Woo! Yeah! Oh, those are fun! Up and grab that green one. Oh! You want one, Kevin? Want to have a smell? Want to smell any of this? Yes.
What is that?
Stop.
You can share this.
Kent, let me see what you made.
Pink. It's your favorite.
Oh.
There it
It's a
goes.
lantern.
It's starlight.
Oh, that's so neat,
that on
Kent.
the patio.
Where'd you make that at?
I didn't make it. We get to have free stuff.
Oh, that's
And it's a calendar.
Cool.
Chewbacca sound. There you go. Say cheese. Kent, cheese.
chairs. Folks, we're giving away free trips to Paris over here on the main stage. Anybody who hasn't made their way over, free trip to Paris. How's everybody doing today? Yeah? Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I got a chance to meet a lot of you earlier today, and thank you so much for coming to the 2025 Travel Adventure Show. I hope all of you have been as inspired as I have been walking around here learning about all the amazing places in the world that we can travel to. So I'm going to talk here about travel, about adventure, and about how to turn your next trip into your next great adventure. How does that sound? Good? Yeah. Okay.
On the adventure of a lifetime.
Let's do this. Expedition Unknown even made the news, and I mean it made all the news. We were very, very fortunate to be on hand for an amazing discovery at the famed Nabatean city of Petra in Jordan. Petra, one of these incredible places built by the Nabateans. They are this kind of enigmatic civilization that ruled the deserts of Arabia, masters of trade, and amassed a huge amount of wealth and built this amazing capital city of Petra. And what's really incredible about Petra is we all know the most famous building there, which is known as the Treasury Building. We all know this, of course, well, it's the final resting place of the Holy Grail in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. But it is really one of the most famous buildings in the world, and yet we know very little about it. We don't really know who built it. We know it was built by the Nabateans. We don't really know which king ordered its construction. We don't really know when it was built, and we don't even know what it was for. There is not a single inscription anywhere on this building. But it is probably the most famous building in the world that we know the least about. And so we went there with archaeologists from ACOR, the American Center of Research in Jordan, who conducted a remote scanning survey in front of the treasury using something called GPR, or ground penetrating radar. And they imaged a void, an opening of some kind 12 feet under the ground. And so we dug down 12 feet in front of the treasury, and standing there with a pick, digging up in front of one of the most famous buildings in the world was a kind of surreal experience. And we dug down 12 feet. It took several days to dig down. And here's what we found. This tomb with 12 skeletons inside of it, a family tomb. This predates the Treasury Building above, they believe, which would make sense. And archaeologists will now be investigating and conserving these skeletal remains and the artifacts found inside the tomb to try to learn more about the Treasury Building above. Incidentally, we also found a ceramic vessel that looks a lot, I mean a lot, like the Holy Grail from the Last Crusade. I did not drink out of it. I should have. I could have lived forever. But my dad was always coming back from, the North Sea and West Africa and the Middle East. And so as a kid, I just thought, man, I want to have adventures of my own and go to these incredible places. And perhaps my biggest influence as a kid is that each year my parents took me on a trip. Every year that totally shaped my world more than anything else. Every spring break growing up, they would pack us up and they would take us on an exotic voyage down the Amazon, the Mekong, the Ganges, all in one trip aboard the world famous Jungle Cruise in exotic Orlando, Florida. Look at him, dreaming of a girlfriend.
He's so cute.
I always show this photo. I hate it so much. First of all, why is it so crotchy? Who took this? And I'm like a big guy. They were like, put him on a tiny column, make him look enormous. But that's me. That's me, having fallen in love with adventure to go. And this is the time of year, beginning of the year, when everyone's talking about the best places to go in the world. And there's a lot of places to go, like a whole planet's worth of places to go. And everybody has an opinion on the best place in the world to go. And as a travel guy, I get asked about this a lot. You've been to all these places, where's the best place? But I always say, having been all over the world, I've seen the whole world, I'm going to tell you the real best place to go in 2025. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The answer is, of course, it's wherever the hell you want to go. Is the answer. There is no such thing as a goal destination. What's the point of travel? Why do we go anywhere? To have fun, experience something, to escape, culture, get drunk,
Yes.
We want to go and have an amazing time, but we also want to remember it. We want to carry it around with us. So here's tip number one. Start thinking about travel as an investment, not a getaway, right? So travel takes time. Time is really precious, especially in America. We get like less vacation time than any industrialized nation in the world. So our time matters. Like we don't get unlimited swings at taking a trip somewhere. And also, it costs money, right? Like taking a trip costs money. And so you are spending money and you're spending precious time. So start thinking about what you want to get out of it. You want to get something out of it beyond fun. You want fun, but you want to come home and say, hey, this trip changed me in some way, or I really learned something that's going to stay with me, or I'm going to remember this trip. This is a core memory that I'm going to take with me forever. I am a big believer that not every minute of your trip needs to be like this, right? I'm a big believer that not all travel needs to be easy. I'm actually kind of a believer that not all travel needs to be fun. You know, that's a weird metric, right? Like we think that in order for a trip to be successful, every minute of it has to be joyful. But in fact, challenge can be part of our travels, and it can be a really meaningful part of our travels. So, you know, I'm not saying you have to walk across the Sahara without water, but in every trip there should be an element of challenging yourself. You have to meet the unknown. And you don't have to take my word for it. This has been scientifically proven. The Global Commission on Aging did a report and concluded that when you travel, and I'm quoting, you expose your brain to an environment that's complex and new and difficult, and the brain reacts in wild ways. Challenging situations in particular cause the brain to sprout neural extensions called dendrins, right, which grow the brain's capacity. Your brain literally begins to look like a jungle, the researchers said. The study notes there are many ways, of course, to stimulate your brain, but that challenging travel is an ideal method. Quoting again, travel drops your brain into a place that is complex. You are stunned a little bit, and your brain reacts by being engaged, and you begin to process on a deep level. This is one of dozens of studies that have all found the same thing. The unknown is good for you. Challenge is good for you. And those experiences really stay with you. Sometimes the thing you could never plan for, that day where you don't do anything, but you just kind of be and experience a place, can change your life. So make sure when you plan your next trip, leave something open on the margins. You never know what might happen. But my son told me, my 8-year-old son told me before we left, he said, Dad, just so you know, when we go to Hawaii, I'm not going to go in the ocean. And I said, okay, why? And he said, well, it's scary, there's fish and sharks live in the ocean. And you don't really realize this till you're a parent, but a lot of children's programming involves sharks. I'm just saying. They're very popular in kids' programming. Sharks and dinosaurs. So I said, no problem, buddy. The hotel will have a pool. You don't have to go in the ocean if you don't want. And we landed in Hawaii, we went to Oahu, and we went out to Waikiki Beach. And if you've ever been there, there's just this energy to Waikiki Beach, and the surfers and the tourists and the hotels and Diamond Head up at the end of the beach. And of course, within 20 seconds, both my kids were in the water, right? So my son runs out in the ocean, and him and my daughter are swimming, and my son is looking out at these surfers way out at the surf break. And not only is he now swimming, but he says, Dad, I want to take a surf lesson. I thought, okay. So I went down to the surf shack at the hotel, and they didn't have anything available. But the guy said, you know, a buddy of mine is great with kids. He's a great surfer, a local guy. I'll bet you I can get him to take your kid out and give him a lesson. And, but, you know, we got to do it after I get off work at the parking lot at the end of the thing. Some illicit, you know, like, thing. So I took my kids down to the end of the beach. This is also maybe bad parenting advice. But when your kid asks to take a surf lesson in Hawaii, what are you going to do? So I go down to the end of the beach, and I say to my son, I go, you know, this guy's going to teach you. My son's a little shy, like the COVID years and all that. Like, you know, they didn't get to meet a lot of people in that time, especially here in LA. And so we were pretty locked down. And so he was like all into it. He wanted to meet this guy, and this Hawaiian dude comes out, and he's like super Hawaiian. He's covered in tats, he's throwing loose shakas around, he's calling my son bra, the whole thing, right? And my kid is amazed. It's like he's just met Maui. You know, he's like totally bewitched by this guy. And the guy's really nice, and he gives my son a little lesson there at the beach, and then he says, okay, we're gonna paddle out to the surf break. And I realize at this moment that I can't go. I've got my daughter, I'm alone, she's not going out there. And so I say to my son, I go, hey, if you wanna go out there, you're gonna have to go with this guy. And he's like, yeah, I got it, no problem. And he wants to go. And he went out, and the surf break off Waikiki is so far out that you really can't discern who the people are out there. And so the next hour of my life was the single scariest hour of my life. As I sat building a sandcastle with my daughter, imagining all of the horrible things that were happening to my son out there. And after an hour, my son and this guy paddled back. First of all, two women paddled in and said, is that your little boy out there? And I said, the little kid? Yeah. And they said, he's amazing. He's up on the surfboard, he's surfing. And I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. And after an hour, him and this Hawaiian guy paddled back in, and my son looked like he'd gone from 8 to 18. He was throwing shakas around, you know, and he was just filled with this confidence. And I said, how was it out there? And he said, oh, it was awesome. And he said, I got up on the board, I was surfing, and I said, were you scared? I thought you were kind of worried about the stuff in the water. And he said, no, not at all. He said, and guess what happened? He said, a turtle swam up to the surface to watch me surf. Aww. Which is a very Hawaiian idea, actually. And it was this, and he wanted to get a turtle keychain after that, right? But I was so proud of him because he totally did this. He was like, I'm gonna face the ocean, which I'm a little nervous about, meeting a stranger I don't know, try a thing I've never done, and not only did he succeed at it, but it filled him with this amazing confidence. So, for children and adults alike, meet people, face the unknown, challenge yourself to do something that you're not sure you're gonna be good at, or that you've never done before.
Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe and never miss another minute of the fun. And of course, we offer detailed destination guides and travel tips over at our blog, hotmamatravel.com, to make your next family adventure hot.